Welcome back to Western New York Tonight. It's our final segment. Joining me tonight, Todd Sheridan. If you haven't been part of our show tonight, talking about a miraculous recovery and a motivational story that should be really shared by all, and it inspires everyone. Todd Sheridan, thank you for joining us. And putting on the spot tonight also Bob Confer, my friend and colleague, who actually was able to get Todd here tonight to be able to tell a story, and not only that, but to be able to share in a way where we can have others give back to be able to help others. So thank you for joining us both here tonight. Top of the hour, we talked a little bit about your story, the journey, how you got this far. Bob joined us. We talked a little bit about your collaboration, but I want to touch on that before we go any further. Again, how is it that you both came together to work on this Saves for a Cure?
Well, I mean, again, it was just through basically through an email. I mean, he came to a bunch of our home games, and he has actually a Facebook group of for Brockport ice hockey fans. I was always like, who's this guy? Why does he care so much about us? It was cool. And then
he's a cool guy.
Yeah. No, he's a great guy. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for him, Saves for a Cure wouldn't be anything. I literally owe everything that I have with this to him, hands down. But he sent me an email asking if I needed any help, and I was lost and I had no idea what to do. Mm-hmm. The only other person I had working out with me was my assistant coach, actually, Mark Digby. He was driving the situation, and he too was young, and he was just preoccupied trying to keep our team together. But with the help of Bob and definitely Mark, we got it going.
And Saves for a Cure, the purpose of that in itself is to do what? Is it to help promote research, help to support patients' needs? Describe what your vision is for Saves for a Cure.
Well, my goal is I want to help people like right now that are going through it. I mean, finding a cure for cancer is something that's down the road, and the money that we come up with, I don't think it's going to help it. But it's just right now, again, what I know is that like there are people beat cancer and end up being cured from cancer without like an official cure. So I want to be able to help, especially the young kids, and maybe if my story helps, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't supposed to do well, and I'm here and I'm fine. So I mean, hopefully that gives them motivation that even though the doctors, they do know what they're talking about, they're not always 100% correct. They can't always be right about everything, but and luckily that's true because I'm playing hockey again. Mm-hmm. But it's the idea just to give support to the kids and try to make it a more comfortable journey. It's a tough journey, especially I couldn't imagine doing it at 10 years old. Couldn't imagine it.
I'm not trying to sway what your response will be, but I would have guessed that your rationale and your attribution for your success is not just luck. I think if I were to speak on your behalf, which I won't do, I would think you would have a level of attitude, some level of optimism that came with that. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely like my attitude, but again, it's my doctors. I mean, my doctors, my support. I'd be doing them a disservice if I was negative.
Well, you're very gracious because I see much of this success being your internal motivation to be able to succeed and to go on and to be able to help others, and it's just really truly inspirational. You're a wonderful person, and we thank you for sharing your story because this isn't an easy thing to share. You know, when we talk about our own fears, our own personal journeys through health circumstances, it can be complicated, and I know a few times we've both had a feeling of emotion as we're talking about other people that have touched your life, but it is really an important thing to be able to share that with others, to be able to move in that direction. Hockey always was a passion for you.
Yeah, since I can remember, since I was 4 or 5 years old, it was always about hockey. Mm-hmm. Hockey every weekend since I was little. My parents driving me all over the country, Canada, everywhere. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure when you got that cancer diagnosis, was that one of the thoughts that you were, not only going to potentially have this not a good outcome, but that you would lose the ability, even if you were able to overcome that, to not play hockey again? That was part of what the doctors were telling you.
That's exactly what they told me. They told me that it was highly unlikely that I'd be able to play again.
And how did that make you feel?
Mad, I guess. It was kind of, I guess, the best reaction because, again, like I said, it's like cancer it's taken away so much, and it's like I can't let it take away my whole life. There's no way. And I think with the help of everybody, I've managed to get my life is better than it was then. Mm-hmm. So.
And so for people who are watching tonight, if they want to donate to this very worthy cause, I can see the email underneath the header there, Saves for a Cure. Do you have a website? Are they able to peruse any kind of background? I know that I printed off some materials here, but that was mainly SUNY Brockport.
Yeah, the actual website is savesforacure.com.
Okay, so they're able to go on and take a look at that.
It's under construction still, but we're getting there with that too.
Okay, you're in a really good spot, considering today was the day you signed your papers, right? It's a celebration day at Western New York
Get on the phone with my friend Matt, who's my web designer, and from there we're going to take off, hopefully.
You've got a great support structure. How did you pick your board of directors? Now, I know Bob spoke to the fact that it really is an organization. It's a formal backbone. How did you go about doing that?
Well, you know, I mean, I wasn't prepared for any of this. The lawyer that he gave me told me how to do this, and I was thinking, well, the three people that, well, I mean, especially, I mean, I wanted to maintain a level of control, so I knew like what was going on with the money, and I mean, and again, I owe it to Bob. I owe Bob more than that. So I mean, Bob, I thought was the easy candidate to be on the board with me. And I was told I needed three people, so I decided to pick a member of my family. I picked my father, and from there, that's the three of us.
Mm-hmm. Now, he's giving you a lot of accolades, and I'm sure it's reciprocated. So tell us, in terms of your inspiration that Todd has given you to be able to move in the direction of helping him with that.
He deserves all the help from the outside world and making this happen, because a lot of people, if they're healthy, they take life for granted.
Absolutely.
And if they get sick and they get back to health, they appreciate life again. But after a while, they go back into that same path of just taking life for granted again. And here's a guy who didn't, who appreciates everything that he survived and what other people are going through, and is making his second life that much better by making everyone else's lives better.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something to be said for that.
And wouldn't you say, too, that many people feel helpless? You know, when we think about cancer, you know, it seems as though we really haven't even chipped away at being able to tackle that challenge, being able to give funds to an association or an organization that supports the needs or potential research to be able to kick that really is worthwhile. And I think that we all have in some way been touched by cancer, either personally or we know someone. And for those people who might have the unique fortune to not have had that touch their lives, we can live that experience or that fear through your story, Todd. So that's been really very, very amazing and significant. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? I've got to ask the question.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm only a sophomore right now, and I'm a business major. I'm hoping to get my MBA, and then from there, I think this is actually going to maybe help me too.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense I'm getting an idea of how to run my own corporation, so to speak, and hopefully from there, I'll be able to get my MBA at that time. We'll see. Still a sophomore. Hopefully it goes well.
Mm-hmm. And for people out there watching who might be in the more advanced leagues, Sabres or perhaps Jim Kelly, anybody like that, what would you say to them in terms of being able to help your initiative?
I don't know. I mean, I just think every little bit helps, no matter what it is. Even if it's just like a normal like person who's nothing to do with the Sabres. I mean, everything helps, and just hopefully with them, with their connections, I mean, it would be great to have them on board.
Great. Before we go, Bob Confer, last words?
Last words, this guy's a living success story. He beat adversity, beat death, and he's at the top of his game, and he's going to make sure that other people are too.
No stopping him.
Correct.
Right. Last word is yours, Todd.
Oh, I don't know. I just wanted to thank everybody for making it happen. Thank Bob. If, again, it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have us at all. Thanks to my family, everybody, my girlfriend, everybody.
All the people that have
Everybody
supported
that
you.
dealt with all my stressfulness of getting this thing started.
One last time, Saves for a Cure.
Yep, SavesForCure.com. Just please donate, help the local kids of Rochester.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Bob Confer,
Thank you.
for being so nice to be on the spot like that. And for you for watching tonight, we'll see you next time on Western New York Tonight. Next week, same time, same place.